Hello and welcome to the Machona podcast. I hope you had a great and productive week. Now this week we are going to talk about the perfect partner. Now I know a lot of people would want to know what constitutes a perfect partner, but let me just go on record as saying there is no such thing as a perfect partner. There is nobody perfect, so you can't expect to find someone who is perfect in every way. We all have our flaws, and what we're going to talk about today is just a list that I compiled based on my life experiences. So this list has just some of the traits that I in my opinion think would if all put together would make a perfect partner. So what I'll do is I'll list them up, and then we can have a discussion on each one of them and see where we go. So the first one is in a person, what I look for mostly is a good sense of humor. Now, a good sense of humor, you don't have to be a clown, even though that helps, but what really that means is somebody who understands a joke, somebody who's able to take a joke, and somebody who doesn't take life too seriously. You have serious moments, but you also know when to just lighten up, because in my experience I have had some partners who whenever you tell a joke, you have to explain it so that they don't get offended or something like that, and that really just sucks the fun out of the whole conversation. So somebody who understands jokes, or who is able to take a joke or give it as well. I mean, if you're having a hard day, most of the times what you need is somebody who's going to make you laugh at least, or somebody you can laugh with. And if you have somebody who's like that, then you're going to have a bit of comfort whenever you need it. And number 2 is temperament. I look for people who are not short-tempered, like people who don't get offended easily, people who don't get upset easily. And I think one of the reasons is because I try not to get upset easily as well, because if somebody says something towards me, the first thing is I look at it as they are joking, and then if with the flow of the conversation, then you would really get a good picture of what they really mean, and if they are like serious about it, then that's when you obviously get that offense. But somebody who doesn't get offended easily, that would really help, because some of us can be clowns at times, and so if you have somebody with a short temper, then you probably fight every day. But good temperament is important, because it would help when you're having a disagreement. If you talk about things in a calm manner, without people getting upset too quickly, then that would help in solving things. The third one is patience. Patience is very important, because if you're in a very serious relationship where you are thinking about spending lives together, patience is very important, because a lifetime is a long time, and if you lack patience, then obviously as we are not perfect, we are going to make mistakes. I would make mistakes, my partner would make mistakes. So if you have people who are patient with each other, then that would give them a room to allow the person to learn from their mistakes if they are making mistakes, and also patience to wait and understand the situations that the partner is going through, so that they can gain more knowledge on how to help them if they do need help, or how to understand and adjust based on the situations that are surrounding your partner. So patience is very important. And then you have being supportive. A supportive partner is very, very important as well, because as a couple, you become a team you are supposed to work as a team. And so you need support in maybe some of the life journeys that you want to take. You need your partner to be the first point of support that you get. And if your partner is giving you that support, then even if you go out into the world, you'll be feeling like you already have someone in your corner, someone that is there for you, someone that you know has your back. So even if you're making those hard decisions, it will be very easy for you to go back to your partner and explain to them, so that they can even give you more ideas, because you know that they support you. It's very unfortunate when you are going through things and you can't go to your partner to seek help or advice, so you go to other people. That is very unfortunate, because that means you are not working as a team. If I have plans and I won't tell my partner because I feel like they're not going to understand, or I feel like they're not going to support me, that is not a good situation, because I'll end up confiding in other people. And when the partner finds out that these are my plans and I've been talking to other people, that will create tension, and the relationship, in most cases, it wouldn't survive after that, because now you know that somebody has been keeping things from you. But in most cases, this happens because of our own actions, where you're always critical of your partner, you're always criticizing everything without giving solutions. Now, because there's a difference. One of them is called constructive criticism, and the other one is just criticism. So if you are going to criticize somebody that you love, it is always good to also offer solutions to go with that criticism, because it shows that I am not in support of what you are proposing, but here is something that I think would be better for you. And in most cases, that criticism is easy to take, because they have offered you another option, and if you then want to, you can go and explore the option that has been advised to you. The other thing is intellect. I think the level of intellect should be around the same level, if not the same. It's annoying when you have to explain everything, or your partner has to be explaining everything to you. Now, when you say intellect, it doesn't mean the other person is dumb. No, it just means we as people could be in different fields, right? I am in IT, and maybe my partner is in fashion. Now, when she starts talking about fashion, if I have no idea what she is talking about, then obviously that conversation is going to be one-sided. And if I start talking about what I do and she has no idea at all, then definitely that conversation is also one-sided, and those conversations are not good, especially if you've had a long day at work, for instance, and you come home and you want to talk to someone, you want to vent. There are some times when you actually need some advice of some sort, and if the other person has no clue what you're talking about, then that becomes an issue as well, because it would be pretty much no use talking to them, right, to start with. I think it could even be academic as well, because if you're at a level where you're talking about maybe plans that you want to do and the other person just doesn't get it, then that would be frustrating, because you share your plans. If you are a team and you want to share the plans that you're thinking about with your partner, and they just can't get the idea and they can't contribute much to the conversation, then that can be frustrating. So the levels of intellect, I believe, even though I know I haven't explained it properly, but it should be somewhere similar, where you can speak the same language. You can then be able to have meaningful conversations and plans on your journeys of life. The other thing is social interests. Now this is a bit important. Yeah, I would say quite important actually. It is quite important. So social interests should be at least close or similar. Now, a lot of people say this does not matter much, but I think the social interests need to be similar, if not the same, but similar at least, because you end up going to functions where you totally feel out of place if your interests are not the same. I mean, look at it in this way. I like to go to games, right? And my partner doesn't like games or doesn't enjoy games. I feel like I need to spend time with them, and this would be fun for me to go out there with my partner. That's it, and I take them along with me, and they are not having fun because that's not their thing. So that means it's almost like, I know people say you have to adapt, you have to put in some sort of sacrifice into the relationship. Yeah, that I do agree with that 100%. You have to, both of you have to sacrifice and meet in between, but yeah, you definitely do need to have similar social interests where you can enjoy to do things together. You can be able to take time off and just go and enjoy things that you both love to do. And if you do love to do the same things, and that becomes even more enjoyable because you'll be both enjoying the activity as well as enjoying each other's company. So that's why that is important. But if you enjoy totally different things, then it'll be very hard for you to have that full enjoyment of the activities, because one will be enjoying whilst the other one not really that much. They can't wait to get out of there. Of course, they like being with you, but whatever is going on is not really their cup of tea. So social interests should be similar at least. And the last one that I had on the list is physical attraction. Yeah, we love the brains. We love someone with brains. We love the connection of the mind. But physical attraction is definitely a huge issue, because you end up with someone because of how you connect mentally. But once you have been with them for some time, and if you are not physically attracted to them, then that also starts to become a problem, because you will definitely, or should I say 100%, you will be seeing other people that you think are better looking than your partner. Now, if you already don't think your partner is good looking, or you're not physically attracted to them, then that would definitely start to ruin your relationship, unless you really put an effort and work on that. Now, I know especially with it happens with us guys as well, but with ladies, in most cases they would say, oh, looks don't matter. But believe me, they do. They definitely do. You would find yourself not wanting to be seen in public with your partner, because you subconsciously feel they don't really look that good. Yeah, it sounds very bad, but it is definitely something that really happens. And so when you are getting with your partner, just make sure that you are attracted to them as much as they are attracted to you as well. Don't be fooled by saying, I will learn to love them now. It should be something that's there already, because as time goes on, when you've been together maybe for 5 years or whatever, you've been seeing them every day, then yeah, it doesn't get better. So yeah, just make sure that is looked after. Yeah, so in conclusion, these are just some of the things that I had listed, which I feel if I meet somebody and they have all those things in them, or I'm able to connect with them on all those levels, then I would consider that person perfect. But as I mentioned earlier, I know there's no perfect person, so the best that I can do personally is to just look at some, or to try and find somebody who has more of those that I mentioned, and then with the other ones, that's when now we learn to compromise with each other, like make sacrifices on some things and say, okay, this area maybe not so much, we are not so much alike, but we can learn to work together. And my partner also is thinking, okay, yeah, this area he's not so much like me, but we can still try to work together, and then together you make those adjustments and try to make something beautiful. Yeah, so that's what I had. Now, if you have, I know a lot of people have different opinions, but if you have any comments or any opinions about what I've been talking about, you can always leave some comments either on my Facebook page, which is Machona, or www.machona.com. On the podcast session, you can be able to leave comments under the podcast notes, and if you leave any comment there, I will be able to see it and reply to it. I try to reply within a few hours, so that's how I'll be able to know or to see your input. If you don't want to leave a comment for the public, you can always send me a private message as well. I'll be able to respond to it, and you can also give me ideas on what I should talk about next time, and then we should be able to go on. Now for next week, I'm thinking of bringing on someone so that we can have a discussion. I don't know about the topic yet, but there's someone who has agreed to join me, so I'm hoping that will work out, and that will be a great session as well. Other than that, enjoy the rest of the week, and keep safe, keep clean, look after your families, look after yourself, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.